Hello, everybody, and welcome to the weekly wrestling roundup where I'm be talking about Monday Night Raw. But first, we gotta talk about Night of Champions. I didn't discuss this after the pay-per-view, because I was away. So let's go through Night of Champions because I think it was a solid show. We started off with Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, and look, these two they delivered a barn burner, a cracking match. Randy Orton back injury selling is on point throughout this entire match. It really made me think, oh my god, Randy might have actually injured his back again. This was a really good babyface to babyface match, which proves you can do it. And it's just the better man wins, which we'll get on to when we talk about the main event. I was predicting that Cody Rhodes was going to win this one. I think it was the safest prediction in the entire universe. But you never know, because Randy Orton could somehow shock the world and prove anyone wrong. There was Cody Cutters, there was a crossroad kick out from Randy, there was another Cody Cutter, there was another Cody Cutter, but one of the Cody Cutters was actually reversed. There was figure four leg locks. It was a really good technical and high-flying, just perfect match, and starts the story of Randy Cody and the possible heel turn of Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton then caught Cody Rhodes at midair with a RKO, which Cody kicked out of. We then had a bit of shenanigans, I would say, as Randy Orton would go to the outside and get a steel chair. Looked like he was going to try and cheat, was going to try and use the punt kick at one point, which Cody moved out of the way from. And then, after the whole chair debacle, when the referee took it out, Randy undid the turnbuckle. Cody would then push Randy into the top turnbuckle where his ribs would get smashed into the exposed buckle. Cody would hit a crossroads, and Cody Rhodes would become king of the ring. And look, Cody's going after John Cena. I don't mind it. It's just the first time they had a match, it wasn't great. Which is why I kind of prefer if Cody and Cena were babyfaces. It might be a better match. But a solid result. And Randy Orton teases the heel turn at the end. And I think it's coming very, very, very soon. Next up, we had Raquel Rodriguez versus Rhea Ripley in a phenomenal street fight. Probably was my match of the night because of how much it exceeded my expectations. And Raquel Rodriguez, well done. Hats off to you. Round of applause. You just dominated this match. Rhea Ripley is Rhea Ripley. She is a legendary star. But Raquel, in my opinion, needed the win more. And I was quite annoyed when Raquel didn't win. However, because of how good the match was and the fucking finish, I will let it slide. There was belt whippings, there was kendo sticks, there was chairs, there was tables, there was a bin where Roxanne Perez just got penalty kicked into, and then the finish of the match. Raquel Rodriguez was picked up onto the table, which was balanced on the top rope, and Rhea Ripley would hit an avalanche riptide off of the table to Raquel. 1, 2, 3. Rhea Ripley picks up the win. Mummy's on top. What a match. Street fights always really deliver, but my god, this match was good. My favourite match, definitely. And it was just so nice to see Raquel getting a lot of offense once. The power bomb through the table cover. Oh wow, Rhea Ripley's back must have cracked at some point. And the belt whipping, it was a great street fight. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross is up next. Now look, I am gonna probably become Mr. Unpopular. I don't see all that in Karrion Kross's in-ring. The guy is alright at storytelling, but it's just, I don't see it. Sami Zayn should not be losing to Karrion Kross, and thankfully he didn't. However, the feud is still going on, as we'll get to when we talk about Raw. I just didn't enjoy the match. No, I'll give you one thing. It got me very nervous when Sami was in the cross jacket and he couldn't get out of it for so long. Thankfully he did. And Sami would then return with a massive Helluva Kick to Karrion Kross's face. And this should be the end of the feud, but it's not. I don't think Karrion Kross is that good in the ring. Cool, he took his back bumps. He took a Blue Thunder Bomb. I don't care. I'm sorry, it's not for me. I don't see the vibe of him. I never did since NXT either. Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa was next for the United States Championship. And look, this was shenanigan after shenanigan after shenanigan. But a very good match. Solo Sikoa needed a massive win in 2025. I mean, the guy has been booked terribly. So, it was making a lot of sense that Jacob Fatu would probably win this. But by God, was I wrong. Tonga Loa, the GOAT of WWE, is back. But Jacob Fatu kicked out. And I thought, oh my God. Hang on a minute. We might still see Jacob retain. But no, we had the debut of Hikuleo, or as they now call him, Tala Tonga. Yeah, how Michael Cole's going to struggle when they're in a six-man tag. And it's Tonga Loa and Tala Tonga. Oh God, that's going to be a long day for him. But yeah, Tala Tonga is the new man. Hikuleo, whatever you want to call him, costing Jacob Fatu. Solo Sikoa would get a massive spike and Jacob would sell the shit out of it. And Solo Sikoa will become the new United States Champion thanks to all the interferences from the bloodline. Solo gets his first individual championship. And look, I'll see how this goes. I don't see the vibe at Jason Mateo, but I've seen his matches as Jeff Cobb. And he looks really good. Hikuleo, I've been told, is crap. And Tonga Loa is the GOAT. Is Bloodline 3.0 going to be fun? I don't think so. But we shall see. Next up was the Queen of the Ring final between Jade Cargill and Asuka. I'm just going to quickly say this. Asuka was robbed. She had to carry the match because Jade Cargill cannot wrestle for shit. Jade Cargill has the look. Can't cut a promo. She can't wrestle well. She's green as hell. I'm sorry, Jade Cargill fans. You can come at me if you want. She is not good in the ring. But she won. And she's going to face Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam. Whoopie-doo. Asuka was robbed. I just don't like Jade's whole gimmick. It doesn't work. Her look is amazing. She looks like a superstar. But my God, she can't do it. And finally, CM Punk versus John Cena was next. And look, I have to say, I really enjoyed the shit out of this match. The entrances were great. CM Punk getting cheered in Saudi is still a crazy thing to see. He wore his Money Bank 2011 gear. That was also cool. Coming out was John Cena. Cena is becoming a thing. It's becoming very obvious now. We are about to pull the trigger on Cena as the babyface one last time. I don't think the heel run's worked. I don't think it's been terrible though. But this is what people want. And this was a really good match. And before the shenanigans, it was probably Cena's best match. But let's get to the shenanigans. The referee is not down yet. And Cena gets the title. And it looks like he's going to hit Punk with it. And then he listens to the crowd. And he throws the title away. And Punk hits a GTS. And Cena kicks out. And then a Cena shoulder tackle takes down the referee. And we're wondering, what's going to happen? Punk's like, yeah, get a ref out here. Burn it down. Seth freaking Rollins comes out. And oh my God, that is just a mad image. The crazy bastards of Braun Breaker, Bronzery, and Seth Rollins in good drip for once. Oh yeah, this was good. This was so good. And then, yeah, they were beating down Cena and Punk. Penta would come out and Penta would dance. Penta would be dancing. It makes sense because Cena was the one getting beaten up. So, to be fair, I'd be dancing because Cena's not exactly a babyface. Sami Zayn would also come out. And then we would get back to these two again. And CM Punk would look like he's about to win. We would get the handshake from Cena and Punk. Low blow. Punk stopped it. Punk goes to the GTS. Seth Rollins hits Punk with a fucking briefcase. Stomp. Cena steals the win. And John Cena walks out of Night of Champions still the WWE Undisputed Champion. And Night of Champions, I enjoyed it a lot. But now, let's get into Monday Night. New winner. Well, no. Monday Night Raw started off with the winner of the street fight, Rhea Bloody Ripley. And we all knew what was about to come out of this little promo. So let's just get straight to it. Rhea Ripley said, I'm ready to look for bigger and better things. And then just before she could actually say it, Io Sky would interrupt Rhea Ripley. Now, originally, Liv Morgan was meant to be the one facing Io Sky. Then it was going to be Stephanie McCurr, but it's been scrapped. No, I don't like that. I really don't. And we know Rhea Ripley is going to beat Io Sky, which I don't like either. But I also quite like Rhea at the moment. If Rhea could defend her title, maybe that'd be good. Io Sky would come out and say, Rhea, you are one of the most, brilliant wrestlers and stuff. I want to fight the best. I want to fight you. And it is official. Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky for the Women's World Championship is at Evolution. And the only reason I'm happy about this is because Io fucking Sky is finally going to get a match on TV. Regardless, she's going to lose in her first defense. Yeah, since Io retained the title at WrestleMania, she hasn't had a defense. So Io Sky has had one defense as champion. And it's against Rhea Ripley again. She cannot get away from Rhea. And I think it's pretty obvious. This is the match Rhea Ripley is going to win. It's very obvious. But then what's next? Who faces Rhea? Stephanie versus Rhea. Maybe we get Stephanie Rhea. I don't know. Maybe we get Io Stephanie if Io somehow shockingly retains. Which I don't think Io Sky is going to retain, sadly. But Rhea, at the moment, I like her. I think her character's quite good. And I still think Raquel maybe could cost Rhea Ripley. But it was always going to be Liv Morgan's spot, which kind of pisses me off that Liv's had her moment taken away. Backstage, AJ Styles was checking on Dominic Mysterio. This was a funny segment where Dom said, get your reading glasses out. So AJ Styles got his reading glasses out and checked it and said, right, this here says your podcast. This was a funny segment. I can't wait for their match, eventually. Right, let's get into it. Match of the year contender, anybody? The New Day versus the Judgment Day. I'm not joking. One of the best tag team matches of 2025. There was unbelievable kick out. Pin Balor? No. Win Balor. That's right. Finn Balor kicked out of the Midnight Hour. Kicked out of a title to the back of his head. Kicked out of accidentally hitting his own teammate. That's just, wow. Coup de Grace were kicked out. A moonsault was kicked out of. Spanish Fly. Moonsault. Coup de Grace. Judgment Day on top. Wow. This was a tag team classic. Now defend the fucking titles, please, lads. The Judgment Day have all the gold. I can't believe it. Bayley and Lyra Valkyria started arguing backstage, and that led to Bayley facing Lyra Valkyria later on in the match. Whoever wins will face Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Chad Gable's going to be out actually for a very long time, and Ludwig Kaiser was in the background and is now going to be El Grande Americano. I'm interested to see what they're doing with this. Sheamus versus Rusev was up next, and they had a barn burner. But before that, Finn Balor made sure Roxanne Perez became the new Women's Tag Team Champion with Raquel. Liv Morgan, please hurry up and return, because you are getting replaced. And I don't like the fact you're getting replaced. However, JD McDonald still seems kind of hesitant on the whole thing. Sheamus and Rusev put on a banger after banger after banger after banger, with Rusev coming out on top as the winner of the hit in the matcha kick. Yet El Grande Americano would appear. Yeah, it's Ludwig Kaiser. Again, I'm very interested to see what's going to happen here. Stephanie McCurr would have a promo, and she would be in the Battle Royale at Evolution, where the winner goes to Clash in Paris. Now, I believe the winner will go to Clash in Paris to face either Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Tiffany Stratton, or maybe Jade Cargill. I don't know. It could be Naomi. I think Stephanie wins the Battle Royal, and I hope she does. Give her the moment. As well for that, the Women's Tag Team Champions Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez will be defending against a team from SmackDown, a team from Raw, and a team from NXT. Interesting. I'm very, very interested by that one. Gunther's promo was up next, and let's just keep it short. How he kept it short. God, Bill Goldberg, I'm going to beat you just like this in 3 minutes. Bang. Out comes Seth freaking Rollins. We get the promo we wanted. We get Seth saying, I didn't go to screw John Cena. I came to screw CM Punk out of the WWE Championship. Congratulations, Gunther. But I also said, I'm on all-out assault on every championship. But before all that, Cult personality hits, Punk runs down to the ring. Seth runs away after a little brawl. Then, Punk clocks Gunther just randomly. Are we building to Gunther Punk at SummerSlam? If that's the case, Sami Zayn, I am very sorry, but you are still not getting a World Championship. Oh, Sami. But it wasn't done for Seth Rollins. LA Knight, yeah, he's back. And they fought through the concession stand, and it was very fun. And then later on, it would be announced that LA Knight would get a match with Seth Rollins. Back in the Judgment Day clubhouse, Roxanne Perez is an official member of the Judgment Day. It's Liv 3.0. We'll move on from that stuff. Raquel doesn't seem very happy, neither does Dom, and JD still seems hesitant. Finn Balor, though, grinning ear to ear. Bayley vs. Live Valkyria was up next, and let's be honest, they just delivered every time. These two are so good. However, the finish, predictable. It was either going to be a DQ or a double pin, and it was a double pin. We don't know what happens next. Still, cool move. LA Knight vs. Seth Rollins is official for Saturday Night Main Event. Very interested to see who wins that match. Could they give the win to LA Knight? They could, but Seth is Mr. Money in the Bank. Also, he got a custom briefcase. And CM Punk and LA Knight had a little bit of a backstage moment. Punk still wants Seth. All of us at home are saying, please go after Gunther. We're sick of Punk Seth. Take a chill pill on the feud just for a bit, please. Sami Zayn and Penta would be next to team up to face the Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Sami Zayn had been attacked backstage earlier in the night by Karrion Kross. Would you please fuck off, Karrion? But Sami was like, no, I'm still going out there to wrestle. And so he did. And this main event was really quite good. There's the custom briefcase by Seth. I love it, black and gold. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are a really good tag team. And this is a very good match. And it was all basically to destroy Sami Zayn and Penta. And it would lead up to Sami Zayn eating the spear after, oh my god, his ribs were nearly broken in half by Bronson with that fucking, not tsunami, but it was just a horrible Death Valley driver he hit, and then he hit a big splash onto his ribs. Oh god. Senton as well. Oh god, Sammy's ribs must be in pain. But in the end, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed would pick up the win after Braun Breaker would spear the living shit out of Sami Zayn. And then, just before this, though, Sami Zayn did hit a... I felt they said in commentary he was going for a Blue Thunderbomb, but it wasn't a Blue Thunderbomb in the end. I think it was a Brainbuster to Bronson Reed, and oh my god, Sami, what are you doing? Then he hit the spear. And then, just as they were getting battered, Jey Uso would return to help Sami Zayn and Penta. And they mentioned the word war. Are we already looking at some of the War Games members? Jey, Sami, Penta on the same team in War Games? Yeah, take my money. I would say it was a good week of wrestling. A very good week. Night of Champions was very fun. And Raw was a really good show. So WWE, you get a standing ovation. We'll see what happens next week though. Bye for now. Yeet.